is a lovely lady named Eleanor, and it's a very simple one, this particular shade here. But where did necessarily the word silhouette come from? Well, there's different ways of trying to tell the tale, but it's been said that the name silhouette was taken from Etienne de Silhouette, and this person lived from the 5th of July 1709 to the 20th of January 1767. And Silhouette was an amateur artist and was also the French Controller General of Finances under Louis XV. And it was actually taken as a method of ridicule. So the name was a parody of his management of finances after the 7 Years' War, which was the reduction of spending and taxes. Hence, the method of cut paper and shades being cheap were called silhouettes. So the term was not commonly used until the early 19th century. So profilist or shade was very much more typical. And here we can see, jumped ahead, the back of the piece there. So this is a swivel ring. And for those of you who remember my Industrial Revolution talk from last week or the week before, this is very important. So within this, we see the Industrial Revolution, we see the cheapness and also the speed to action of having an instant gratification of someone's profile. And we can see that it's worth for every sort of strata of lifestyle. And this is very important, very, very important indeed to take in, because it really exemplifies the times when these particular jewels were popular. So you've got a middle class who's a bit more wealthy, and they can spend money on these pieces of jewellery, these tokens of affection, because they weren't necessarily betrothal pieces. They could be. Could even be mourning pieces as well. But at least there was a society of people that could afford to do it. And that is so important when looking at a jewel like this. And here's another Myers piece. And this particular one is one of my flock, and a beautiful thing, but also quite simple, quite detailed. But when Myers died in 1821, he left behind £20,000, which is an incredible amount of money. So there's a reason why they could advertise so much. It's because people wanted these things. They were incredibly, immensely popular, not just from physiognomy, but because they were so instantly capturing the shadow of a person, and that memory and love is captured in the jewel itself. One more advertisement. To execute their long-approved profile likeness in a superior style of elegance and with that unequaled degree of accuracy as to retain the most animated resemblance and character given in the minute sizes of rings, brooches, lockets, etc. Time of sitting not exceeding 5 minutes. Messrs. Myers and Field preserve all the original shades by which they can at any period to furnish copies without the necessity of sitting again. So you can imagine the archives of Myers and Field having all of these original shades of people going right the way back through their working history. And that's a wonderful way of actually doing a post-mortem piece. Let's say if you've had a shade of someone who's been living and they've passed away, you could commission a shade to be made to replicate them. How wonderful.